Hi everyone, greetings from San Francisco Children's Art Center. I'm teacher Amy, and in this video we're going to make cardboard sculptures together. And there's a few materials you'll need to have before we start. The first thing you'll need to get is some cardboard. Anything can work, something that came in a box that you got in the mail or a package from a store. It doesn't have to be perfectly brand new cardboard. In fact, it's better if it's not because it's kinder to earth. So the grown-ups will need to take your cardboard and pre-cut some pieces. Get some rectangles and some squares and just try your best to cut them as straight, but perfection is not the goal. So you'll have, I got a little baggie here with got some pre-cut pieces too. And you'll probably want to have about 10 different shapes ready to go. You'll also need to get something that you can use as a base, like a larger piece of cardboard. We'll just use that one right there. And then you'll need some white glue. And then an optional thing for the white glue is if you have a little cornstarch or a little brush and a small cup. I'll show you a trick with that later. But for now, let's get started. So the first question is, what is sculpture? And the simplest answer to that is sculpture is art that stands up. Sometimes art is flat. When we draw or we paint, it's flat. When we make sculpture, we take something that's flat and we make it stand. So flat, standing tall. So we're going to try to make our cardboard stand up tall. So start with your base piece and choose 2 pieces of cardboard. See what you can do to make them stand up tall without holding them with your hands. Give it a try. Welcome back. Were you able to figure out a way to make it stand without holding it? Maybe you tried to balance it by holding it gently. Sometimes it's hard to make that work, but you can sort of bring them together, make it stand like that. It helps when they lean on each other. They can lean to be gentle with it and make it lean. An easy way that you can make it tall is to stack. As you start to stack, it starts to get taller. How can you make it balance, stack, and lean? Try all 3. And remember, don't use any glue yet. See what you can do. Did you have success? I don't know about you, but I'm ready to add something a little bit sticky so they stop falling over so easy. So you can use just regular old white glue straight out of the tube, and you can squeeze someone here and you can hold it up. Maybe a friend or a grown-up could help you as you squeeze some more on the other side. But here's a little trick that I like. Now maybe you have this at home. If you don't worry. You can just use your regular white glue out of the bottle. But if you do have some at home, you might try this. I put a little glue in this bowl. And into that glue, I'm going to mix a little bit of cornstarch. Just a spoon. And that cornstarch is going to make my glue a little bit thicker. And that's going to help it to be a little stickier. So you can take a brush. You can even use like a chopstick to stir it. And you're going to stir it up until all the powder's gone. Still there. Still there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Almost. Still stirring. I still see a little powder. That looks good. Now my glue is a little bit thicker, and I can use either the brush or the chopstick to put it on my piece. I like to put it on the piece itself and not on the base. So you can dip the chopstick and put the glue there. And then maybe this one will go here. And I'll put some glue on this one. Put some glue on that side. Put some glue up here. I'll brush it on. And then I'll make them balance. And now they're going to stick so much better. One thing about the glue, you might be tempted to put glue everywhere, but sometimes if you put too much glue, it actually becomes slippery and it doesn't like to stick. So I always say just a spot, not a lot. You can start to add more pieces and build your sculpture in other ways. Don't forget, as you work, talk with the grown-ups and the other people who are with you. Tell them about what you're making. How would you describe it? Are you doing balance? Are you doing leaning? Are you stacking and stacking and stacking? What are you making? How will you continue to build your sculpture? How will you describe what you're making? Pause the video, keep working, and don't forget to talk about what you're doing. When your sculpture is all done, you can let it dry. If you have some paint at home, you could add some paint to it. Here's another way that you can make something new and different and add a new element to your sculpture. You could also take your crayons, and before you add your pieces to your sculpture, you can draw on the pieces. I'm going to put some blue on this. Maybe I'll put some blue circles on this. Maybe I'll want to draw some lines or some shapes. Maybe I want to make some stripes or some zigzags. You can draw on your pieces and then add them to your sculpture. What can you make with yours? When you're all done, ask your grown-ups if they'll take a picture of what you've done and share it with us on our website. We have a community page where kids all across San Francisco are sharing the things that they've made. So go to childrensartcenter.org, take a look at what some of the other kids have made, and share with us what you're doing at home too. Bye for now.